Greetings everyone. I'm Thokozani Mngomezulu, a communications officer of Ethekwini Maritime Cluster. What you're looking at right now is the port of Durban, the biggest port in the sub-Saharan Africa with a remarkable contribution to the South African national gross domestic product. The port and the city authorities have a vision of making Durban a smart port city. This is where you'll see the port interfacing with the city for improved service efficiency, quality of lives and the economy. EMC is embarking on an initiative to share this vision and the meaning behind the concept of a smart port city. Follow us as we speak to leaders, experts and the captains of the industry to find out more about the vision. But first, let's find out what EMC is all about and its role in the Durban maritime industry.
My name is Tato Tsautse. I am the Managing Director of Ethekwini Maritime Cluster. Ethekwini Maritime Cluster is a Section 21 or a non-profit company that is addressing the developmental issues of the maritime industry. We are looking at ensuring that all the stakeholders, that is from the port side, the city side, as well as people, because we have this thing of leaving people out, they are starting to migrate or to progress to a point where we are talking about a smart port city where both the city as well as the port start addressing their smart initiatives together so that we can integrate them and we can be able to address them at a level where there is uniformity. They can be able to share information so that there isn't duplication, but also bringing people on board to ensure that people are able to interact with the port as well as the city on similar issues. When we talk people, we're talking the industry, we're talking people working in the industry, and we're talking about the community of Durban as a whole. The summit is more outcomes driven. We decided on ensuring that it's not just about meeting on an annual basis, but it's about ensuring that we have issues to address, we have issues to deliberate, and have outputs out of those issues that Maritime Cluster then needs to be driving on behalf of the industry. Last year we decided to try and position Durban as a smart port city, which is something that we took from the AIVP, which is the International Association of Port Cities, and we are trying to ensure that there's this collaboration as well as interfacing of all the smart initiatives, both by the port as well as by the city. But more than that, it was not just about the smart port city. We were also looking at education, we were looking at enterprise development, we were looking at marine manufacturing, and there were outcomes that we needed to be driving. One of the outcomes that was required out of us was the Skills Development Summit, which took place last year, and we were then requested to develop a concept document around smart port cities, which has been approved by board, and we are also driving the issue of the boat building park in Durban. So those were the driving forces for the summit. Last year it was about a smart port city. We were looking at the port, we were looking at the city or at the municipality. Now we have brought in a third element, that is people. Last year we were talking about Durban, a smart port city, but this year we're saying ships, ports, city and people. And we're bringing the entire community together to say how can they interface, how they can integrate. We all know that there are very few people who appreciate and understand the maritime sector in Durban, and we're saying to the people of Durban, please come and participate so that you can understand what the port can do for our lives and what the port can do to change the nature and the complexion of Durban as a city. The summit is really trying to draw your CEOs, your senior management, people who are in the sector, people who are in the maritime education space, people who are in the enterprise development space, people in the marine manufacturing space, as well as environment. We will have a little bit of launches that we'll be having. We will be launching the port regulator tariff methodology. We'll be launching a bee company called AMSOL. We'll be launching a number of initiatives which are going to be showing growth within the maritime sector, more around the enterprise development as well as on the economic side. So people are on that space, but we are not just limiting it to people who are in the industry. We are also saying to a person who is sitting at Chesterville, sitting in Mlazi, sitting Kwamashu, it's your duty and it's your role to participate. We'll be having a Careers Expo. That Careers Expo is not just targeted to a school-going child or to a learner, but to even a parent who will need to understand and assist the child to choose a career in the maritime sector.